8th grade lesson is about graphing equations using slope and y-intercept. This is day 40. Today's aim is the students will be able to graph an equation in slope-intercept form by using the slope and y-intercept. Let's fill out some vocabulary. First, the y-intercept is always located on the y-axis and has an x-coordinate of 0. The numerator of the slope represents vertical movement, up or down. The denominator of the slope represents horizontal movement, or left or right. If the slope of the line is negative, then the line slopes downward from left to right, looking something like this. If the slope of the line is positive, then the line slopes upward from left to right, like this. Key points for today's lesson. These are the steps for graphing an equation using the slope and y-intercept. Step 1, identify the slope and y-intercept using the equation of the line, the m and the b. Write the slope as a fraction. For example, if a slope of 3, you'd write that as 3 over 1 or 1. Step 2, plot the y-intercept at the point 0, b. So whatever your b is there. Use the slope rise over run to find 2 other points on the line. Connect the points to draw the line, and make sure to add arrows at the end of your line. So let's look at a couple of practice problems. Number 1 says graph the equation y equals 3x plus 1. If I remember my steps, step 1, I identify the slope and the y-intercept. I know that slope is m and y-intercept is represented by b. The slope of this line is the number in front of x. It is 3. The y-intercept is the number by itself. Here it's positive 1. Step 2, plot the y-intercept at the point 0, b. I know that my b is 1, so I'm going to plot the point 0, 1. So I go to my graph, 0, I don't go anywhere left or right, 1, and I put a nice thick point right there. Step 3, use the slope rise over run to find 2 other points on the line. So I need to write my slope as a fraction. 3, a whole number, always has an invisible 1 underneath. So this is actually 3 over 1. So what I do is I start at the point I already drew, and I'm going to go up 3 because it's positive, and then I'm going to go to the right 1. So from here, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. That's my rise, and over to the right 1. I'm going to put another point right there. Then I'm going to do the same process again to plot a third point. Again, I'm going to rise 3, run 1. From this point, 1, 2, 3 rise, 1 run. Once I have my 3 points plotted, I'm going to use a straight edge to draw a nice straight line through them and make sure I put my arrows on both ends. And if we notice here, my line is increasing. If you look from left to right, it is going up. So I'm going to write increasing for this one. Number 2, it says graph the equation y equals negative 2/3 x. Again, my first step is to find the slope and the y-intercept. The slope here is the number in front of x. So this would be negative 2/3 is the number in front of x. Negative 2/3. And my slope, my y-intercept, I don't see one here. That means there's an invisible plus 0. So my y-intercept here is 0. Now, I get ready to plot my y-intercept. I know that this is the point 0, b, 0, 0. Well, 0, 0 is just the origin, so I go ahead and make a point right there at the origin. Then I use my slope. It's negative 2, so my rise is negative, so I'm going to be going down. And then my denominator is positive, so I'm going to be going to the right, my run. So from this point, I'm going to go down to 1, 2, and then to the right 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I do the exact same process again using my slope to find the next point. I rise down 2, 1, 2, and I run 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. Once I have 3 points plotted, I draw a nice straight line through them, and I put arrows on both ends. Now it's time for you to practice.